Hey, what's up, guys? It's Angelo Santowski. I'm making you my Ortega versus Rodriguez prediction. So it's officially called UFC on ABC 3. Ortega versus Rodriguez. It's going down today at 11 a.m., guys. I'm up. I'm ready. I'm all about it. Almost forgot to do this video. I've had my predictions in for a while. Changed my thoughts a couple times on a couple of the matchups, but finally feel like I have what I want picked. So it's going down today, guys, from Long Island. Early fight card. Don't know why. Kind of like it a little bit later than what it is, but we'll go with it. So first up, Jessica Panay against Emily Ducote. It's almost a 10-year age gap here in age. Panay, she's coming off 2 good wins, man. I picked against her. Yeah, I picked against her. I don't know. I picked against her in the Godinez fight, and I was on her against Kowalkiewicz. I have zero faith in Carolina Kowalkiewicz. I was honestly very surprised that she beat Felice Herrig in her last fight, but it's for another discussion. So Jessica Panay, 39 years old, 67-inch reach. Like I said, very inactive lately, man. She hasn't fought in a year. And she was out for like 4 years with a steroid suspension. So it's kind of crazy. Good ground fighter, good jiu-jitsu. Emily Ducote, I think she's 28 years old. So we got an 11-year age gap here. She's been fighting in Invicta. So more of a stand-up fighter. She does have some. She's been in Bellator before, but it's not going to be an easy matchup here against Panay. Panay's got that UFC experience. I mean, we've seen Panay lose to Jessica Andrade, so we'll see what Emily Ducote has. I mean, the UFC's definitely trying to get Ducote a win here. I'm going to side with Ducote, man, but this might be a bridge too far too soon. But my pick will be Ducote. Dwight Grant against Dustin Stoltzfus. I don't really never really understood the Dwight Grant love. I'm definitely on Dustin Stoltzfus here. He's more than natural middleweight. Dwight Grant's moving up. That might benefit him here. But I am going to side with Dustin Stoltzfus here. Justin Jacoby against Jung. This fight's getting a lot of two-way action, man. There's a lot of smart people on Jacoby, and there's a lot of smart people on Jung. I'm going to side with the Jung side. I don't know. I've kind of been discounting Jacoby for a while. I just kind of expect him to kind of reach his ceiling here. But, I mean, the guy is having a great run at light heavyweight compared to his first UFC tenure when he was fighting at middleweight. And then, I think we saw him go to Glory for a while. So yeah, he's definitely a great striker. He comes from a well-rounded training camp at Team Elevation, and Jung, this guy's on a roll here. 14 fight win streak. Beat Kennedy Ngannou, William Knight. That draw against Sam Alvey was bad. So he really, I don't know. I think Jacoby's probably fought the better competition, but I look forward to seeing how this fight plays out, guys. These guys are both you could say prospects in the light heavyweight division, even though Jacoby's a little older, I believe. Next up, Bill Algeo against Herbert Burns. I'm going to start with Algeo here, man. We haven't seen Herbert Burns in a while, but Herbert Burns is definitely dangerous early. We know how dangerous this guy is. We know who his brother is. We've seen Herbert Burns get numerous finishes in the UFC against Evan Dunham and Nate Landwehr. So Herbert Burns is dangerous. I'm going to start with Algeo here, but this fight's going to be risky for him early. Ricky Simone against Jack Shore. Man, I can't wait to see this, man. 2 top 15 bantamweights. Very excited for this fight, guys. I mean, these guys both deserve to be in the top 15. I want to see both these guys continue to elevate in the rankings, push some of that older talent outside of the top 15, have these guys break into the top 10. We're very excited for both these guys, man. I'm very happy about this matchup. I'm actually on the Simone side here, man. Something in my mind just told me to take the Simone side when this fight opened. I like Ricky Simone. Like I said, this fight's, like I said, it's commandeering a lot of sharp action on both sides here. A lot of guys on Shore. I like Jack Shore as well. But I'm gonna side with Simone here, man. I've kind of just been disrespecting Simone lately. I've picked against him his last 3 fights, and I'm like, hey man, what's going on here? Maybe Simone does deserve a better look from me, man. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't really been high on the guy since Faber beat the guy. I was on Faber in that fight 3 years ago. So we will see how this fight plays out, but I like both these guys. Soriano against Lungiambula. Soriano's lost a lot of stock, in my opinion. His last 2 fights, I've picked on him, and he's lost both those fights. It's a good talent, but he definitely has a low ceiling. Against Daichi Lungiambula, who was just destroying Dustin Jacoby in his last, or Cody Brundage in his last fight, gets choked out in the first round. Just an epic letdown there. I'm gonna side with Soriano here, but I really don't have either faith in either of those guys, man. I could see the fight kind of playing out multiple ways. Maybe a knockout for Soriano, maybe a knockout for Lungiambula, maybe a decision win for either of these guys. Lauren Murphy against Misha Tate, man. Lauren Murphy's definitely getting disrespected here, but there's a part of me that kind of wants to believe that Misha Tate can get the job done here. And I'm going to side with Tate, but you definitely can't bet her at those odds. And I could definitely understand anybody looking towards Murphy's way, but Murphy is older. You know what the UFC is trying to do here. They've tried to elevate Misha Tate numerous times. It hasn't worked. But Misha Tate made weight, and maybe she just has enough in the tank to get the job done here. Shane Burgos against Charles Jourdain. I think I'm gonna switch my pick back to Burgos here. I'm gonna side with Shane Burgos here to get Jourdain. But man, this is gonna be an exciting scrap, and I cannot wait to see how this fight plays out. Matt Schnell against Sumudaerji. I'm gonna side with Sumudaerji here, man. I'm just not really high on Matt Schnell anymore. I was actually on I can't even remember, Hector Sandoval, when Sandoval beat this guy, man. That was so long ago. I really thought Hector Sandoval was going to be somebody in the flyweight division, but it just don't really know what happened there. But I'm going to side with Sumudaerji here. Jingling Lee against Muslim Selikov. I'm going to side with Lee here, man. I've never really been high on Selikov. I just feel like his ceiling's very limited. Pretty much a decision fighter, in my opinion. Doesn't win decisions convincingly. He's going to struggle against the real top talent in this division. Jingling Lee. I've seen this guy kind of struggle outside of China a little bit. Definitely no shame in losing to Kazmat Chimaev. That was a tough fight. Beat Ponzinibbio low, and Ponzinibbio's return after his layoff. I'm going to side with Lee here. Michelle Waterson Gomez against Amanda Lemos. I'm going to side with Lemos here, but I'm starting to think there might be a path of victory for Waterson here, man. Waterson's a tough fighter. Just definitely do not have the confidence to pick her as a pick here, so I am going to side with Lemos. Ortega against Rodriguez. I was kind of torn on this fight earlier in the week, kind of alternating my pick, but as the week has kind of progressed, I'm pretty solidified in my pick with Ortega. I really like where Ortega's at in his career. Yair has mentioned that he's no longer doing sparring. I like Ortega here, man. I do think Ortega presents an interesting style matchup for numerous guys. Even though he did lose convincingly to Volkanovski and definitely to Holloway, he did have Volkanovski in serious trouble with that guillotine and triangle. Volkanovski's just a gamer, man. He got out of it. Most guys would have been done right there, but Volkanovski's just on another level, man. He's shown that. But I really like Ortega, man. Brian Ortega against anybody kind of intrigues me, man, because Ortega is just... guy's been a money maker for me, man. Obviously, I'm not going to bet the guy here. He's a -170 favorite. Let's take a look at the odds real quick. Currently a -157 on 5 dimes, -158 on Bet Online. So more action kind of coming in on Yair right now. I understand that. I mean, when you see Rodriguez as a dog pick, you kind of look that way. But I am going to side with Ortega here. I mean, I think Ortega is game. And I think this guy does find a submission win. If not, picks up a decision win. But my pick will be Brian Ortega. So to recap my picks, guys, like I said, I am going to pick Burgos. So I will change that. But Ortega, Lemos, Lee, Sumudaerji, Burgos, Tate, Soriano, Simon, Algeo, Jung, Stoltzfus, and Ducote.